I swear my house is just a mess because I work on things that I don't clean up. I'm a slob. Where my Last of Us had its Last of Us episode. It's already over. It kind of went by fucking quick, too. I don't know if my camera's acting up. I don't really care. But yeah, the show's over after like 20, 30 episodes? 10? Yep. But it feels like it went by so fast. It's like 2 months, like 2.5 months, roughly. New episode every week, no pause in between, surprisingly. And it was good, like, the whole way through, and it followed the game pretty well. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it, except for like that. My only complaint is that just things kind of felt like they happened fast. The whole bond between Ellie and Joel, I feel like that was sort of quick. They tried to establish it and had like some key moments where they did that. Like when they're bonding over like dumb puns and stuff and over Sam's death, I guess. Like them meeting the other two survivors and Sam dying kind of weaved them closer. But maybe because of the nature of like the medium and not having like 20 episodes, or I think Last of Us is like a 15-hour game or something, and they didn't really have that much time for the show. So things kind of had to be sped up. It does feel like it all happened really quickly in general. Like I was saying, the bond kind of really was like pushed forward quickly. I'm real good at analyzing things. And they changed some stuff too along the way, but I like some of the changes. They actually tried to explain Ellie's immunity to the fungus. Literally, her body doesn't trust the fungus, so it says no. Kind of. Like her mom, who's played by original Ellie voice actress lady, which I didn't catch till I watched the making of after. But the mom is bitten as she's pooping Ellie out, because that's how babies are made, right? Women just got poop and sometimes the baby. Wormon, how are babies made? But she pooped Ellie out and they were still connected through like the umbilical cord because the mom is running from infected and one of them gets into a house she hides in and she gets bitten at some point during a struggle, and Ellie at some point gets like plopped out, and so the mom is like bitten on the leg. And as soon as I saw that, I knew, like, this is how they're explaining the immunity. Just stupid to think. She was still connected to the mom as the mom was bitten, so she had the cordyceps kind of growing along with her. And somehow it didn't overtake her. But because it grew up with her, whenever she gets bitten by other infected, her body says, we already got infected. We're already cordyceps to... You don't gotta infect us, and literally the fungus fucks off, and that's her immunity. Which is kind of a nice, interesting explanation for it. I liked the mystery behind it, but, you know, it's a different universe. You change things. You're a freak like me. I don't know what it is today. I'm like dead. I've been sleeping for like a whole weekend. My brain is mush, and I think all the diet pop is already... God, my house is a mess. So yeah, they established like that, and then there's the whole connection with all the funguses on the network and things, and the change with Bill, and I already forgot his boyfriend's name. I don't fucking remember any of their names, really. How you gonna forget a name like Bill? But yeah, there was like major changes, small changes, kind of additions to the mythology. There was that cool like intro to the start of the series where I think I don't remember what country it's in. I don't even want to try and guess and look like a idiot and dumb. But they get a doctor who studied fungus, and they take her to see the body of someone that was just infected, and that person's like, I don't know what my point was. She sees an infected body, and then afterwards discusses with the general man that brought her in. Like, they're trying to talk about what it is they're gonna do about the virus or... Fungus, idiot! How many goddamn Mario jokes do you gotta make before you remember? And she's just like, fucking bomb everything. So that was cool. You get to see, like, on the other side of the world. That's a convenient cop-out, I can't remember the country. You get to see, like, things starting. And they also explain that, like, the fungus was able to spread so quickly because it was in a lot of food. Like, it had gotten to gluten or something and gotten into everything. So it wasn't just, like, people biting people immediately and spreading it super fast. Because really, like, a zombie virus probably wouldn't get much chance to spread. Like, once you kind of hear about it, if you hear about it early enough, you're going to be able to catch people, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. People are dumb. COVID kind of showed that. So maybe we're all fucked when this does actually happen. But there was at least like a mass spreading with products being bought with the fungus in it that helped kind of explain things and make it more likely to happen, more believable, I guess. And then there's a moment where Joel is like, time didn't heal my wounds, but he doesn't say what it was. And he's looking at Ellie. I don't know what he's talking about, what healed his wound. I don't remember if this is in the original story, but I guess he had like a scar on his head, and you find out like throughout the series they've alluded to the scar, and Ellie was like bugging him at least once about how he got it. I think twice. And he talked about how he was, you know, shooting somebody and missed, and then later he's like, I'm the guy that missed, because it was himself. He had a shootout with himself. He flinched when he was about to kill himself, and yeah, that's like insanely lucky, I guess. Because missing point blank. Huh. But he did. I don't think he did that in the original. It's been a while. I might stream it or something soon. I did the playthrough of the second game. And I have played the first. I just never, like... Who fuck cares? I didn't really care too much about, like, that one lady that was trying to avenge her brother when they met the other two survivors. I don't know. She seemed a little generic. She was kind of, like, cold to the world and... Break the ice. Shut up. So it's kind of cool seeing like how evil she could be, and at one point she has like zero understanding of why the guy saved Sam. She's just like, kids die, like, because he ratted her brother out for medicine to Fedra, because her brother was leader of the Fireflies, and they overtook the zone and like killed all of Fedra. But she wanted to get rid of the guy that ratted on her brother, and that was Sam and his like older brother. The older brother did it to save Sam, to get him some medicine. That was like the deal. Good way to explain that, you idiot. But she was like, yeah, no, I don't understand why he did it, because kids die all the time. Big fucking deal. She viewed her brother as like more important because he was leading the resistance against Fedra. She was just gonna kill them both. Like, she was not gonna let anybody live in that situation. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, they did a good job with like the clickers and the infected and the bloater thing. Well, I wish you got to see more of them, because I feel like you didn't see them fight them a whole lot or run from them a whole lot. I mean, obviously in the game you're going to see tons of them because it's a gameplay element. I feel like they should have had more of them. There's like a swarm a couple times, but it's almost like you don't... They kind of use them sparingly. I think a couple more episodes might have helped with the pacing, and they could fill it with more fungal zombies. You know, an HBO show being rushed and stuff. Could never happen. But the ending's cool too, because Joel, obviously he kills everybody that's trying to dissect Ellie's brain, and then at the end, you know, he lies to her about everything that happened. And I think... the scene where she's demanding he promise her he's telling the truth about what happened, I think that's from the second game, is one of like the cutscenes they put throughout the game to show Joel and Ellie through the years or something. Either way, that was a nice scene, and it's really cool if they like plug that in themselves. But like it's an awesome way to end too, because it's the last scene and she's saying, promise me you're telling the truth, and he's like, yeah, yep, that happened. And then it just zooms back in on her face and cuts to black. And like I keep saying, I can't wait to see season 2 when people get real mad, because they're probably gonna get mad now because of what Joel did. But you know, just wait till you fucking see what happens to Joel. Turns out that doctor he plugged in the head also had a family. Who'd have thought? All the doctor did was like get a scalpel too. Joel just like shot him. Joel was almost psychotic trying to save Ellie too. Like he just was murdering everybody along the way because he wasn't gonna let anybody stop him. And when he gets to the hospital, well, there were plenty of times he could have spared somebody, but he did not take any chances. He killed everybody. Like one dude was surrendering and he blasted him in the head. But when he gets to the operating room and he just keeps saying unhook her kind of calmly, and then like you can tell he's not all there. And then the doctor grabs the scalpel and he just immediately shoots him in the head, and then just resumes telling them to unhook Ellie from like the medical stuff. It's funny. But yeah, it was cool overall seeing the show, like the game play out as a show. I just think a couple more episodes could have helped with pacing a bit, but like they still did a good job with it. I do want to see how season 2 goes, and I feel like I had something else, but this has all just been a mess.